Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Trent T. Daniel back with another edition of Mastering the Markets, the show created specifically to keep you from becoming a broke ass trader. No broke ass traders. There are way too many of them out there. We want to make sure you're not one of them. Before we get into anything, if you like these kind of videos, if you like the color of my shirt, whatever you like, hey, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and we're going to keep cranking these out for you. Okay, guys, listen. What I want to talk to you about today is a very simplistic approach to getting yourself in a position to make money in the forex markets. Okay, I don't care how many YouTube videos there are out there, and you've got so many of them, and they're all like, yeah, you could make $10 million in 5 days. And listen, it's marketing, guys. That's just all there is to it. Okay, but at the end of the day, there are fundamentals that any successful trader is going to have to subscribe to. And if you're going to be successful, you're going to have to learn how to set rules and follow those rules, and don't break those rules, because it's so easy to have a certain rule and then you say, well, but I just see this perfect thing, let me go ahead, and it's never going to work out. It just doesn't. Okay, a rules based approach to trading is the way to be successful. And the way I consider being successful is, guess what? You're making money. Okay, so let's talk about one simple fundamental of getting into any trade. There's two ways to go at trading in the market. There is the right now approach, which I'm in the market, I'm looking for right now opportunities. A lot of times that's people that are scalping, they're looking for short plays, get in and get out. Then there are more longer term swing trades, day trades, month long, 6 month long trades that people look to get into. And that's really not a right now approach. That's kind of okay, I see this opportunity could be coming. I'm going to get myself in position and then see what happens. Okay. What I'm going to talk to you today about, what I'm going to talk about today is a little bit of a hybrid approach. Okay. Because at the end of the day, there are two things that are fundamental to any market. That is areas of support, which means areas that tend to push the price up. And then there is areas of resistance, which tend to push the price down. Okay. And at the end of the day, guys, that's really what trading in the market's about. It's finding movement within the ups and downs. Okay. So one of the things that I do when I trade, and this is, and I do this pretty much every day, but specifically on Sunday evenings when the Forex markets are open for a little while, and I start looking for either opportunities right away or I look for opportunities coming up that week. Okay. The first thing I do is I find my major areas of support and resistance. And it's very easy to do because I literally just go to a naked chart, no indicators on it or anything. And by the way, this is a tradingview.com charts. If you're not using TradingView, I would highly recommend that you use it. It's really one of the best charting platforms out there. And the thing I love about it so much is there are third-party indicators that I can plug onto these charts that help me with my trades. I used to use a lot of indicators. Now I use very few. But when I need them, I find that tradingview.com has the best flexibility. Okay. But that's kind of a side note there. So I go in and I look at a naked chart. And what I like to do is pretty much scroll back by using my wheel on my mouse as far as the chart will let me go. Okay. So I'm scrolling back. And as you can see, I'm all the way back to 2015 and 2016. And I like to just get a general look at what the market is telling me. Okay. So I can definitely identify a high point here. Okay. And I can definitely identify a low point right here. Now, I'm not saying these are zones that I'm even thinking about playing off of, but it just kind of gives me a great idea of what I'm looking at. And in another video, I'm going to really talk to you about what I call hot zones and red hot zones. Okay. And those are basically areas that have historically been major price rejectors. Okay. This rejection here happened back in 2015. So I would say this is a major price rejection. The price hasn't been there since. And this one happened in March of 2020, which was right at the height of COVID. And guess what? Price just went up. So I would consider this a major point of rejection. But what I'm looking for is more localized points of support and resistance. Okay. So I'm on my daily chart with all JPY here. So what I'll do is I'll just go and start looking for the really obvious things. Okay. And I mean locally obvious. And when I say locally, I mean that happened more recently. Okay. So this one would be one right here because I've got these touches, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. quite possibly a fifth touch right here. And I can even drag this down a little bit just to capture that. And people ask me a lot of times, Trent, when I draw these zones, how do I know exactly what to put in the zone? Well, it's really subjective, okay? It's just look at it and just you just want to capture movement to where you have a good picture. Now, you don't want to make your zones too wide like this because I mean, where are you going to look for any potential plays in there? So you just want to capture places where rejection of the price either up or down happen. And this is safe to say. If I really wanted to be really kind of precise with it, I do this, something like this, and just capture um, these pip points right here in this one. This one didn't quite make it, but again, I just like to kind of get an idea of the overall. Okay, and so now I look for any support. Yeah, this could be an area of potential support. The price came back here, then it rebounded up, so it doesn't hurt me to draw that. But again, if you notice though that the price would rebounded back up a little bit higher here, and then this little area here, there seems to be something. In fact, I would say this area here would be even more of what I could call a kind of established zone than this one would be. In fact, I think I'll just take that one off. So it's that simple, guys. I mean, I'm literally looking for tops and bottoms. Okay. The reason I'm doing that because within the 35,000 foot view, that a daily chart is kind of what I call it, then you're getting into a more area of assessment of price action to looking at some zones for some potential plays. And how do I do that? I go down to the lower time frame. So I'm on the daily right now. So I'll go to the 4 hour time frame. And then I start to look for some plays right there. And it's crystal clear. It just hits me right in the face. Look at that movement within there. So now what I'll do is I will go in and kind of tighten those zones up. Okay. More like that. And then this one's pretty much okay. But if I want to kind of call that an outlier, I can do this. So now I'm on the 4 hour charts. Now, again, guys, if you're newer to this, I would highly recommend that you just stay away from the lower time frames. Okay. They move too fast. They're way too volatile. You don't get time to make a decision. And the strategy that I'm showing you right now, well, at least the approach that I'm showing you right now, it's based on you having a little bit of time to react once you get an alert. Okay. So I'm on the 4 hour chart. I see some zones for some plays right here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this from the perspective of this zone right here and this zone right here are the next ones that I'm really looking for some major things to happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my cursor right at the top of this zone and hit Alt H. What that does, that draws a horizontal line, and I'm going to right click and add an alert to that horizontal line, just telling me I want to know when this line is being crossed. Okay. It's just that simple. And that'll send an alert to my email, to my phone, and to my desktop. You can configure that differently for your own purposes, but that's what I like it to do. And then I'm going to go and draw another line at the bottom of this zone. Okay. Alt H, I right click on the line, add horizontal line, crossing, do it one time. And so you see, I've got this little clock icon here. So, well, these icons. So now I'm going to get an alert when the price comes into either one of these zones. Now, people would say, well, Trent, what if the price doesn't quite reach it? Well, then it just didn't reach it. I'm looking for action to happen in those zones. See, that's the difference between waiting for trades to come to me and trying to go to them. Okay. Either way can be fine. But for these purposes, I just want to talk about really waiting for trades to come to you. So let's go to another chart and let's start all over again. And let's just go to, what's this, Euro? Let's go to Euro USD. Okay. There we go. Euro USD. All right. So let's look at this chart. And again, I want to go back to the daily chart and I just want to look for the most obvious areas. Okay. That just stand out. So I go back pretty far. I'm back in the 2020s now. So again, I got some drawings here already. So let's do this. I'm going to identify this as potential here because there was some major price rejection. And if I go back farther, it's not too far from where two other areas of major price rejection were. So this seems pretty solid to me. And then looking at this here, this is definitely an area of some price rejection, showing some absolute support here. And if you go back even farther, look at this. This is really cool. You see all those touches there. So this is definitely an established zone of support. Okay. Now, as you can see, the price kind of danced around here, it consolidated in this area. Then it came down, it broke through this zone. But again, that's why I say setting these zones is not like rocket science, guys. It's not like you're going to draw them perfect to capture that. You're just getting a general sense of there's some radioactivity here that's pushing the price back up, which is fine. So what I'm looking to happen next is one of two things. Either the price is going to respect this little zone. You see these little touch right here, this little up and down, this green arrow and red area, green arrow and red arrow, not area. These two, the price may react off of that. And as you can see, it looks like it's doing it because the price went up here and it was a big bar, big candle there, and then it slowed down. So now this is Saturday evening when I'm doing this. So the market closed yesterday. So this could potentially be just because the market closed here. But I'm going to be really interested to see what this does coming Sunday and Monday and where this goes. But if I had to predict something, I would say I would predict that this is going to push past this a little bit and start seeing some potential reaction right here based on this little area where, you know, you kind of had this consolidation, but you had some movement in there. Oh, that's being stubborn there. Yes, you see that area. So that's what I would, or it's just going to, you know, you respect this area of resistance and push back down, then I'd be looking for something. So what am I doing? I just want to set my alerts. So I go to the top of this zone, Alt H, set the alert on the horizontal line. When it crosses, create, and I can just drag this down, you see, because it's just based on the line. It's not based on a specific price. And then I would also set an alert if the price got into this area. Now, the reason I'm not going to the bottom of that, because this is just kind of a general, this box I drew just kind of generalizes this activity, but I want to kind of put my line in the middle of all this congestion right here, okay? Because this seems to be where the real static is. So I want to get notified when it goes to that. All right, so I'm going to do this on a horizontal line here, okay? And now I'll get an alert when the price crosses this support or this potential area of resistance, okay? Guys, Forex trading does not have to be hard. A lot of times people make it a lot harder than it needs to be, and that's unfortunate. You have to follow rules. You have to look at the markets from the perspective of, let me identify the zones where I could potentially play in. That's my support. That's my resistance. Then once you identify those, which is very easy exercise, then you go down to the lower time frames and you start to look for areas of movement in there. You set your alerts and you wait for them to come to you. Now, if you just see something glaring out at you, and it does happen, then, you know, you may want to go ahead and take a position, put in a market order. But at the end of the day, the best trades are typically going to be the ones where the price comes to you and not where you go to it. But at the end of the day, hey, you know, it's trading and it's the markets, and there's success in any approach that you take as long as it's based on some type of rules and not based on emotions. Okay, so thanks a lot, guys. I hope you're liking these videos. If you are, again, hit that like, hit that subscribe button so I can keep kicking these out for you. You can also put in the comment section if you have anything specific that you'd like me to cover. Again, this is Mastering the Markets. I'm Trent Daniel. You are not a broke ass trader, or at least we're going to make sure you are never one. And if you are, we're going to get you to stop being one and make sure that never happens again. Thanks a lot, guys. Really enjoyed it. Take care. We'll see you later on. Bye-bye.